top, I used a 4mm hook or G6. The project weighs 310 grams. So this is the yarn that I use by Beautiful, by Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby in Mist, Rose, and the beige one is called Linen. Here are the specs of the yarn. So it's 113 grams in one. So the total of my project is 310 grams. Do the math. Size medium. So if you're going to do it in solid color, you will probably need 3 for size, extra small, small, and medium. Actually, I have left over. I bought a bunch of this yarn because I like it, and I'm working with the linen one for another project. Obviously, you will need a darning needle to sew the edges or the tails, and a measuring tape to begin the project. As always, I will include the diagram of the project at the end of the video. And share your creations with me on Facebook or Instagram. The links are down in the description box. Okay, stitches that we are going to be using: chain, double crochet, single crochet. We're gonna have a fan that is contained of double crochets. That's it. Nothing intricate. So chain, single crochet, double crochet. If you're ready to begin this project, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, grab your yarn, crochet hook. Let's get to work. The multiples for this project are 8, so you will chain 8 until you reach the desired width of your project, and you will add 4 at the very end. So here I have 28. So 1, 2, 3, into the 4th, put a double crochet, or double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, and I will give you exactly the miniature of the top. So what I did is I put double crochets in each chain until the end of the row, and you go ahead and do the same. 1 double crochet in each chain till the end. And this is my first row. I have 26 double crochets. Turn, chain 3, counts as a double crochet, double crochet into the next, and same steps, 1 double crochet in each stitch till the end of the row. And this is the second row complete. Turn, and now you can refer to the diagram. It's at the end of the video, but I adjusted, the diagram shows trebles. I adjusted it to be double crochets because I didn't want the gaps to be too large. So chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and 2 double crochets into the next stitch, like so. Chain 2, skip 3, single crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 3, 5 double crochets into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this from now on will be your repeat. Chain 2, skip 3, single crochet into the next, chain 2, skip 3, 5 double crochets into the next, and so on until you reach the end of the row. You will be alternating the fans and the single crochets, or the 5 double crochets and the single crochets. Like so. And as you finish the row, you will chain 2, skip 3, into the last, you will put 3 double crochets into the third chain from the beginning of the previous row. 1, 2, 3, and this is what we have. Turn, chain 1, and single crochet into the first stitch. Chain 4, single crochet into the single crochet. Chain 4, single crochet into the third double crochet of the group or into the middle, and that should repeat. Chain 4 into the single crochet, chain 4, what's wrong with this yarn, single crochet into the middle of the group. And let's go ahead and finish the row. And to finish off, chain 4 and into the, still it falls into the third, this is a half a group, but into the last of the row or into the third chain from the beginning, however you want to count, however makes sense for you. This is what it looks like. So here you can change the colors. That's what I did. I changed the colors at the end, but I will show you the sample with a solid color. I don't want to cut the yarns because I'm going to be using it. So the next row will start with a chain 1, single crochet into the first, chain 2, and into the single crochet you will put a group of 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, and that should repeat. Chain 2, 5 into the next single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, all the way till the end. To finish off the row, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, turn, chain 1, and single crochet into the first stitch, chain 4, single crochet into the middle, chain 4, into the single crochet, all the way till the end. And to finish off, chain 4, single crochet into the single crochet, turn. Now we will be repeating basically this row. Chain 3, 2 double crochets into the first stitch, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 2, 5 double crochets into the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, all the way till the end of the row. To finish off the row, chain 2, you will put 3 double crochets into the single crochet of the previous row. This is what we have. Chain 1 and single crochet into the first stitch. Now every time we're going to be turning after we put shells, we'll be doing the chain 4. So chain 4, go into the single crochet, chain 4, into the middle of the shell, and so on till the end. To finish off, chain 4 and single crochet into the last stitch or into the third chain from the beginning of the previous row. And there's what we have. And turn. Now we will be repeating this row. Chain 1, single crochet into the first. See, this is like a little valley, so it means that we need to fill it in with a shell. So chain 2, put the shell in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2, go into the single crochet. And this is how you're gonna have chain 2, 5 into the single crochet, chain 2 into the next single crochet, chain 2, a shell into the next single crochet, this is what we have. And to finish off, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet. Now when you turn, chain 1, single crochet into the first, and chain 4 into the middle. So basically you will be repeating these rows over and over until you reach the desired length of your project. And this is my front panel. If you want the exact amount of rows, you're gonna have to pause the video and see how many stripes I have. Usually for my normal width, I go with 20 inches. I like my tops to fit loosely. So this is how it is. If you want to change colors, beware, you're gonna have a bunch of tails to sew in. But yeah, so I decided to go with the v-neck and a little shallower v-neck for the front, but I want to add a little deeper v-neck for the back. And if it's too open, I can always add a string, like kind of too tight. So we'll see as we go. I finished here, but I will show you how I'll work on the back panel, exactly the same steps like in the front. If you regularly watch my tutorials, you know I'm saying this constantly, but if you're new, I'm gonna say it for you. So the total amount of rows, front and back panel, has to equal, unless you want a high-low for your back panel. The high-low is out of fashion. We're doing the exact same, but it's up to you. Sometimes I leave slits. I'm not sure. Probably this one will be with no slits. But so I finished right here. So from now on, whatever I increase, I need exactly this amount of rows, and I will need this amount for the shoulder panel. So as I decrease, well, we see my back opening will be just a couple rows wider than or deeper than the front. So I will have to manage somehow the openings, you know, so the shoulder panels on the back equal the front, so when I sew them together they match. First thing first, you will have to find the exact middle of the panel. So it doesn't matter where it falls, on top or like on the tip or on the valley, you will have to find the middle and put a stitch marker in there. So we will start working from here, we'll stop, and then we'll work on this side. After that, we'll join and work on this side. So I will join into the single crochet, and let's see, according to the pattern, I'm starting with chain 3, tighten this and add 2 more chains, 3 double crochets into, 2 double crochets into the same stitch for the total of 3, and following with the pattern, chain 2, single crochet into the next, chain 2, shell into the next, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 2. So go ahead and follow the pattern. So shell, single crochet, shell, single crochet, and I'll meet you somewhere. For the pattern to flow without disruptions, we need to follow exactly the same. So we started with a group of 3 here where the stitch marker is. I will chain 2 and add the 3 double crochets. So this will pretend that this is the end of our row. And now everything flows correctly. So we'll turn, and here you will do just like you would have crocheted at the end of the row. Chain 1, single crochet into the first stitch, chain 4 into the single crochet, chain 4 into the middle of the shell, and so on until you reach the end. Okay, chain 4 into the single crochet and chain 4 into the third chain from the beginning of that previous row or into the last stitch. Single crochet, chain 1 and pull a tail. Slip knot, join into the single crochet, chain 1, pull the tail so it disappears, single crochet into the first stitch. Now carry on with the pattern. Chain 2, a shell here, chain 2, single crochet into the next single crochet, and so on. Only this time you are not going till the end of the row. We'll drop it. I'll meet you somewhere here on top of this shell. Okay, we made the shell, single crochet in here, chain 2. So now we need to stop right here. Therefore, instead of putting the full shell, we'll put the 3 double crochets. And that's it. Even though we started with a single crochet, we have to finish here. So oh yeah, by the way, after I filmed that piece with the beige yarn, I noticed that I have two stripes of gray. So I worked with gray, but it doesn't matter what the color. Follow the stitch. So now we're gonna turn, chain 1, single crochet into the first, and we'll carry on with chain 4, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 4 into the middle. So all the way till the end of the row. It's complete. So now I will turn and join with the other yarn. This time the right yarn. So basically you will carry on with the pattern and you will stop here. Well, let me show you another. Okay, I joined, and it looks like we need to start with the chain 3. So chain 3 and 2 double crochets into the first stitch, chain 2, single crochet into the next, chain 2, shell into the next, chain 2, single crochet into the next. So carry on with the pattern up to here, not till the end. Okay, so we are almost at the end. We're dropping only this little part. So chain 2 And instead of putting the full shell, again, we'll put only the half, the 3 double crochets. And if I am not mistaken, this is how it's the inside part of the collar will end, with always 3 double crochets, because you either have to do a half shell or you either started with 3. So basically always we're finishing with 3. All right, so this is done. Turn, and same thing, you already know the chain 4 drill, single crochet into the first and do your chain 4s till the end of the row. All right, I joined with the other color, dragged it all the way here to finish, because at this point you are very comfortable with the stitch. If you've made the entire garment, all you need is direction with the neckline. And same thing, see, it ends up being like we're finishing with 3 double crochets, a half of shell. So basically I think you've got the idea that you drop the chain 4 with the 3 double crochets. And you keep going and repeating the same thing. So next time you're gonna drop here, then here, and depending how narrow you want it to make it. All right, here is something I would like for you to notice. Unless you're making your front opening and back opening equal, then you should be fine. If you are like me, wanting to make the back panel a little deeper, because I started the opening earlier, I've reached the amount, the total amount, the end amount earlier. So now instead of decreasing, see these 2 rows, I kept going, kind of following the pattern without decreasing anymore. So I will stop decreasing. So for the next 3 stripes, I will just keep going the same width. And this way we'll have the same amount of rows and the same width of the shoulder panel. Okay, that's your right panel. Now for the left one, we will have to start here on this side. So your tails will be on this side. And you will, well, it's not the same steps, but it's kind of the same steps. So slip knot, and you will join into the same place, chain 3, and put 2 more double crochets. So we are carrying on with the pattern how it was: chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, shell. So let's do this so I don't repeat myself, and this video is not 3 million years long. You will go till the end and you will come back and stop somewhere here, and I'll meet you there, okay? Chain 4 and single crochet into the last. But see, now I have to drop the yarn, because if I turn, I would have to slip stitch my way to here. And then I will have this bulginess here, which I absolutely don't like, because we don't have bulginess here. I don't want bulginess there. I will cut off the yarn, flip the work, and now with the same, I mean, it depends how your color wheel goes, but even if you are doing with a solid color, you will still have to cut the yarn. Unless you want to have slip stitches here. So I'm dropping this and I'm joining into the next. So we are imitating this. And here on the other side, you already know that you are starting with chain 3 and double crochets in the same stitch. So you will repeat here everything what you have here, the double crochets. So you'll join, chain 2, and add 2 more double crochets. So now everything looks symmetrical on this side and on this side. And you will continue, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, shell. And this is what I have here. Well, here I started with 2 and 2, and on that one 3 and 3, but it doesn't matter. So see, I carried on the chain 4 till the end, and then I joined, and when you go that way and then you come back, you will finish with the chain 4 in here. So we have a loop here and a loop here. The loops of chain 4 are symmetrical. Once you're finished, you cut off the yarn, you join here, go 2 rows, finish, drop it, join here. Same thing all the way up. It's been a couple of months, and to be honest, I don't even know where I stopped filming at which point, but I remember these were much longer. Somehow during this couple months I managed to lose weight. Now this is too large, and plus it weighs down, so these I had to take off a couple of rows. But when you take off the rows, I made sure that the stitch count on the back panel equals to the stitch count of the front panel. And when I'm going to be sewing them, even though the design doesn't align perfectly, actually mine ended up being working somehow well, where you have empty shell, so they will, hold on, I can't work this, so they will align like this way. Just make sure the stitch count is the same. Here are the sleeves. So I did work in all the tails. I sewed them and obviously cut the tails. This is the sleeve opening. This is how the side worked out. So pretty nice. And I've sewn this side. This is how it looks like. So overall, they still are in a kind of checkmate position. And I worked the tails from the neckline. I left a few tails on this side to show you how I sew them. So I'll need to sew these 3 rows, and this will be my sleeve opening. So I have 2 tails per color. I take the top tail and insert. I try to grab 2 loops and work down and leave it, and then I take the bottom tail and go through the base and get another few loops. And kind of arrange it so it's not too tight. And I tie a knot. I know some people don't, but I do, because I don't want anything coming apart. And you can do either 2 or 3. I like to tighten it. And that's it. And when I cut the tails, I cut it maybe 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters away from the knot. And that's what I have. Now for the top, the shoulder panels. Obviously I didn't say it in the previous step, but the garment is turned with the wrong side towards you. So here I have these 2 tails. I will work half in, half in. So I'll start with the outer one, and I will will follow the same principle. So I will work into each stitch. And since here I have only chains, I will be gathering, I will try to use 2 loops, since the entire weight of the garment is basically on the shoulders. And when you have chains, if I pull only 1 loop, it will kind of stretch. So here you go, however you see. well, I have a single crochet here and I have a single crochet here, and the amount of chains is exact. So these will be my landmarks per se, where I need to connect. So if with the chains you're kind of, I don't know which one is which, here we have the single crochets, and you know for sure that these two single crochets will go together. So both loops of this single crochet and both loops of this single crochet. And this is what we have. And same for the next step. There is my next single crochet. There's that one. So I'll use maybe 2, 3, probably 3 of the loops or of the chains from here. And then the single crochets. And this is the second section. And if you need to adjust, there we go. I know initially I wanted to have like a deeper v-neck, and this, now you really choose which side is going to be the back side. It doesn't matter, we will still have to connect the entire neckline. All right, now you see these steps or peaks. We will chain and single crochet, chain and single crochet. This way we'll connect them all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. Yeah, that's actually, how many did we chain between? 2, 3, 4, was it 4 or 5? Single crochet into the single crochet where this step was. Again, chain 4, move on to the next, and single crochet into that single crochet, and same until you go all the way around. Let me make a few and I will show you how it looks like. I might need to go back and do 5. Actually 4 works. So this is how it looks like. We're connecting them all down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and connect the next step. One, 2, 3, 4, and the next. And this is how it looks like. I don't know, I have a feeling like I want to do it with 5. All right, for the front right here, where we had them separated, you can either do the 4 and connect with the next one, and it will kind of carry on with the pattern. You will have this opening at the front, or if you want this opening closed, single crochet, and you can single crochet into the next, and this one, it will this way this will be closed, and then you can continue working upwards. I will probably chain 4 so I have a gap. And now working upwards. All right, when you get to the shoulder seam, you will single crochet into the shoulder seam, somewhere in the middle, and chain 4, and you will go to the back side. So if you worked single crochets here, yeah, single crochets here as well in the back. One, 2, 3, 4, into this single crochet. And let me turn the garment. Now I'll work downwards. This still looks too tight. I have a feeling like I'm gonna undo everything and do with chain 5. And I went full circle around, and when you finish, slip stitch into the first single crochet, Okay, right now, don't cut off the yarn. Go try it on and see how you like it. Maybe this is enough, or maybe you will need to go one round and put single crochets in each stitch and single crochet around, just to give it a little more width. It's up to you. Well, it looks okay, but it still gives me a feeling of a raw edge, like this is not finished. It's basically begging for a row of either single crochets or double crochets around. So I will go ahead and add a round of single crochets. So chain one single crochet into the first, and then I will put one single crochet in each chain and stitch or single crochet around. And I don't think I need to film this step, since you all know obviously how to single crochet. Let me put a few stitches so at least you see how it looks like. And look, just like that, this part looks more finished. It looks like we actually took the time to think through the project instead of leaving it like this and it seems unfinished and raw and rushed. So I'll go ahead and make a full circle. And this is what we have. Looks complete. Obviously this will set when we iron it or block it. But yeah, I think it looks much better than just one thin line. Now for the sleeves, I think we should probably follow the same pattern that we have here, so everything looks balanced. So I will join in the armpit with the same gray color, chain one and tighten it. I'm debating to put double crochets like at the base or single crochets. I'm not sure. Let's start with single crochets. So you will have to kind of balance them out around the sleeve. You really are gonna have to eye them. And since we have double crochets here and single crochets, basically balance it out so it's not too gathered together, but it's not too wobbly at the same time. And I know it's not much of a concrete direction, but just like with the neckline, you have to go back and forth until you find the sweet spot. So here we go. I'm trying to eye it, and I think it looks okay. Let me put a few more and see what we're looking at. And there we go. I think it looks pretty balanced. So I'll go one round, and again I will try it on, and if I need to add another round, don't flip the work, work on the same side. So our single crochets, the right side, are facing us. So one or two rounds, it's up to you. When you come to the end of the round, slip stitch into the first and cut off the yarn and cut the tails or tie the tails, or go another round and same thing. You're gonna finish somewhere here, tie the tails, and yeah, so that's for the sleeve. And this is the complete project. The sleeves, I added 2 rounds. Here you already know. Let me give you the final measurements. This is stretchy, but I try to stretch it as much as possible so I can give you the final measurement. So the width is approximately 20 inches or 50 centimeters. The height is 20 inches or 51 centimeters. I mean, this will stretch, but it basically it looks like a square. And the arm size ended up being 7 inches after I added the rows. It kind of gathered them together, so 17 centimeters. And the neck opening is, let's do inches, 9, almost 9 inches, or 22 centimeters. So yeah, this concludes the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. I will see you next time. Bye.